You know, sometimes when I sit as a little boy and am innocent and not knowing about anything, I have to rely on whom were around me right now. As that little boy, we don't understand what spirit is and what all of this spirituality and tellings are. And we have to relate it to what we understand. What I understood was that we had a wonderful grandfather, my mother's father, and he was a medicine man. I didn't know that. I knew him as this wonderful, wise man, loving man. Frail as he was, I could jump all over him, and he, in his quiet, humble way, would share things with me. And I didn't understand it at that moment, but I just knew that what sounds were being made were nurturing me. So if in that, when I look at it from this innocence of that child, I relate it right back to someone that I grew up with, or at least was part of my upbringing, and that would have been my grandfather. If I can just balance my days with being that little boy, that little child within, and then at the right moments, allowing for spirit to take lead and let me be the medicine being, I'm happy with that. We must remember that sometimes when we are in our most naive, innocent place, we get a sense of some of the most profound teachings. So just being me and just loving that I get to sit here and feel the wind and see the beautiful clouds around me. These are things that, it's simple things.
Yeah, nice.
But isn't it been told that the child is the most purest, the most innocent? And that's why when we speak of spirituality, have to be able to go back into that pure innocence and blessed place that that child is at. So if you really want to truly see and gauge yourself and have a barometer, interact with a child and see how that child reacts to you.
Yeah, yeah,
And when I go wow for me, we have to remind each others, everyone that sees and hears has to realize that that wow is also in you. And let that come through, and don't limit it to what this world is expecting you to be, and let it come forth through in a way. And sometimes use your own words, use your own titles that would make you best express what you are. And each one of us, we try so hard to follow through and follow someone and feel that that's what I have to be. But we don't. We just have to get a sense that, wow, if they are in a good, happy, powerful place and I'm being affected that way, then I too can do that very same thing for other people's around me. So claim that, surrender to that, empower that, and then definitely integrate that into what we do every day, not just at a powerful moment, but do that from the moment that you wake up and just love the enjoyment of eating your food, the drinking, the going out, feeling, the breathing, all of that. And we so have forgotten about that. We're distancing from things like that are just such a part of our everyday.
so it's really
You know, sometimes we term it in such elegant ways as these celebrations, and it's actually not celebrations. It's just having to know that if this day I can be happy, and this day something made me smile and made me laugh, and even if it made me cry, it did something for me. So at the end of the day, I feel really good. And people forget that sometimes they feel that they have to go in grand, marvelous ceremony and ritual, but when my most powerful ritual is being just this open being that just wakes up in the morning and loves everything. And if we could just be in that open, complete surrender, we have so much learning that comes in.
yeah.
I'm definitely going to go back into my village when the time is right. But we also have to remember that we can't just do everything that we want to do. We have to really be open and aware that there's something special for us Why did I move here? Why did I get placed in a township that hardly has any native population? Why am I the only one that speaks my native tongue? But I've learned throughout the times that we are meant to go out and travel this world and be in places that we really may not be comfortable with. But this was a wonderful placement from the divine, this great watcher. But I know that wherever we are birthed, all people that are birthed, they're always going to have this connection with back home. And we are all going to go back there at one time or another, whether it's to live there permanently or just to revisit. But we've got to remember too that that home place is always going to be with us in that heart place, that memory place, everywhere we go. But for me, I do know with all the travel that I've done, and I'm thankful for that, but I know that it's coming time for me to go back into my village area and be content with the beauty and the power of the land and the people there.